Hello, Galaxy. I'm Chris Pirillo, and I wanted to say congratulations if you got an iPhone 10 or were waiting in line to get an iPhone 10 tonight. This is the launch night. This is when you can get an iPhone 10, and let's face it, if you don't get one tonight, the chances of you getting one tomorrow are greatly diminished. Unless, of course, you are going to turn to scalpers. Then you would probably be able to get one, and you'd pay more than top dollar, which kind of feeds back into my original theory suggesting that the iPhone, especially the iPhone 10, is really now nothing more than a status symbol. I don't want to be a wet blanket. I'm not trying to throw water on the fire that's ignited inside you. The first time that you saw the iPhone 10, you may have fallen in love. I fell out of something, but it certainly wasn't the feeling that you may have had. I wanted to burst the conspiracy theory suggesting that I was really going to get an iPhone 10. I was going to pull a fast one. And after all this talk, I was going to do the whole switcheroo and say, oh, you know what? I'm going to try it, and I guess I'll give it a shot. No, I'm still not getting one tonight. I have no plans on getting the iPhone 10. The closest we came to plans was through go.tagjag.com/device fund. You might remember I said that if we met our goal, then the next part of the device fund would go towards an iPhone 10. That's the only way I'm getting an iPhone 10, is if the community effectively makes it happen. Because otherwise, I'm not interested at all, for all the aforementioned reasons. I am not going to go into them again, if only because that would just make this video somewhat of a duplicate. And I know some people would even say, well, Chris, you're sounding exactly like you sounded before. No, this is the thing I wanted to say. I take positions because I have my convictions, and my convictions are usually strong, and they usually come with cogent reasons behind them. Like, if I don't feel I have a strong position on a matter, I usually just kind of do the whole shrug emoji thing. But with the iPhone 10, I've got a pretty strong set of emotions happening. There are a lot of dendrites that are firing, and not in a good way. I don't know. Can there be a bad way for dendrites to fire? Not sure about that. I guess I'll have to look it up. I have no feelings one way or another about dendrites. I don't think they have feelings either. So I wanted to say congratulations, with all seriousness. If this is something that you believe is going to work for you, that's awesome. Just be honest with yourself. And maybe you are. That's the only thing I could ask of anybody who believes they want something rather than someone who knows they want something. Everything I've seen at a distance tells me that this is not a good time to be living inside the iOS ecosystem based upon various other experiences. The challenge is that as soon as you say something like that, then you're automatically branded a hater. It's not me hating, it's just me wanting for it to be better. I don't know, maybe the bezel-less future is the future that is going to win over reasonable expectations, or let's say a reasonable design, or clean design. I don't know if I could get over what it is that they are laying out. I'll go one step further. I don't even know if I would want the iPhone 10, despite it having an OLED screen. I wouldn't even want it even if it didn't have the visual sensor housing at the top or the side of the screen, depending on how you're holding the device. But specifically, if you look at the bottom, there's also that software bar, which allows you to do this weird thumb thing to swipe between apps one by one. That's, I guess, going to be useful. I am not expecting much from it, but I will say that despite not having any immediate plans or funds to effectively get one right now, there is still a future possibility that it may happen, largely due to you and how you choose to support what it is that I'm doing. Because I know a lot of people are still going to want to know what I think and what I feel. But the only thing I can give you right now is letting you know that it's okay to want an iPhone 10. I'm not telling you you're a horrible person. So never hear that from me. In fact, I don't know if I'd like anybody to tell me that I would be less in their eyes because I've decided to switch sides or to say something that just did not fit their worldview. We are going to use different devices. That's okay. I just don't think that the device really would find a place in my life right now. And this is the update I was providing because honestly, after spending almost a week with the Google Pixel 2 XL, despite its hardware shortcomings, which seem to mount by the day, I'm finding myself not really picking up the iPhone 8 Plus all that often. Not because of the hardware, but because of the software. So if you're fine with iOS, and you're fine with the various shortcomings that iOS is going to bring in conjunction with the hardware limitations of the iPhone 10, and I say limitations because that's pretty much what we're looking at. It's a severe limitation, and they made a trade-off. I feel it was the wrong trade-off. You may be ambivalent, in terms of that trade-off, or you may be ambiguous. You don't care either way. I know that this is going to be, on your mind, and since you're going to want me to talk more about it because it's the new device, the it thing, and I'm sure everybody else is lining up to get their iPhone 10, I'm not one of them. Even talking about this kind of stuff for y'all, I just can't do it. It's against my programming. I fight for the user. You remember Tron? Oh, man, what a movie. I'm talking about the original Tron. Still, like, one of the best movies of all time. You could not convince me otherwise. I fight for the user. It was interesting to see Steve Wozniak, co-founder of Apple, basically saying the iPhone 10 was really the first iPhone he wasn't going to get on launch day. For somewhat different reason, but yeah, that's how some of us feel. Understanding that some of you feel differently. I will go into an Apple store or any kind of store that would have the iPhone 10 on display, and I'll try it. I will give you my impressions. I won't be able to record in the store because that would break policy and then I would get in trouble, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to get in trouble for anybody. But I will record a first impressions with the iPhone. When I do, it will not likely be with one in hand because these things are going to be gone in a flash. So good luck and congratulations. I hope you are happy. You deserve that happiness. This is the device that you use more often than not. I'm using one of my current smartphones to record this video, the Pixel 2 XL, with an external mic this time, and it should be working fairly well. If you have any questions for me to cover in relation to the iPhone 10, you can ask in a comment if I haven't covered it before, or head over to youtube.com/LockerGnome and subscribe, specifically because we do the Locker Gnome Daily Reports just about every day there. It's a live video feed every day, or just about every day. Turn on notifications to that channel, turn on notifications for this channel, if that's currently where YouTube keeps them. But I just wanted to say that I don't know what's up with the iPhone 10, and I still don't. And having one most likely would not change my mind because the hardware itself isn't anything to me without the software. I love you. I appreciate you. But at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices, even if that happens to be an iPhone 10. If it is, I'll just... Hi, Notch. How you doing? Hey, what's going on, Notch? If you rotated it over there. Oh, you zoomed? Okay, you're still over there. I can see you, Notch. Or over there, maybe. Or up there. Maybe you rotated the phone. You're throwing me off. May the Force be with you.